Companies often call us in to investigate their licensing situation because there are a lot of ways you can fall foul of licensing in organizations. For example, with Microsoft 365 Business Premium and below, they have a limit of 300 users before you move on to E3, E5 or similar. Certain licenses are only eligible for certain types of organization. Educational licenses have their own whole suite of complexity attached to them as well. Plus, companies will often keep licenses for staff members who no longer work there. And I might also add, since Microsoft have created their new customer experience and other businesses have got favorable pricing if you purchase for 1 year minimum, you're now needing to review your licenses quite regularly to make sure you don't suddenly accidentally sign up to an extra year of something. So with users with 1,000 or 2,000 users, these licenses, they can really add up simply in staff churn. When you factor in the percentage of staff churn in a large organization, you can end up with hundreds of users licensed who no longer work for the organization. So the recommendation is hook in with your onboarding and offboarding procedure because you need to know certainly with your HR software and your payroll software, you need certainty on the current active users. Secondly, you need to make sure that all those active users have a profile against them. Now, profile may sound technical. I don't mean anything technical. I just mean you writing in a spreadsheet somewhere, or ideally in your system somewhere, this user is expected to have this set of licenses in order to carry out their job role. Like a field worker who doesn't have a laptop will not be expected to have a license that gives them installed software on a computer because they only have a phone. Whereas someone on the exec team who's expected to run Power BI reports all the time needs to have the appropriate software that includes Power BI. Thirdly, changes. If you need to change a user from one type of profile to another, this needs to be documented. This needs to enter into your systems to make sure that you are constantly checking, or at least autonomously checking, whether the user should have that licensing. And fourthly, you need to do a review periodically. Or more importantly, your line managers need to do a review periodically. Your line managers should have a look at their direct reports and they should say, here are the following people I have reporting to me, here are the license types applied to them, do I need that? Is that still valid? And if they do that every 6 months, that should be enough to keep on top of things. You can't expect, sadly, the IT department to do all of it. The IT department have to have what we like to call the source of truth, which is the central repository of information that can be trusted, which is normally the HR or finance or payroll system. That is not going to be wrong. Your processes are not going to be set up in such a way to pay people once they've left. So that system can be trusted. As long as the appropriate line managers keep that system up to date, then your IT team can keep the licenses up to date. But I would still request that you challenge your IT department to investigate the licenses periodically, because I guarantee there will be something you are paying for right now that you absolutely do not need. Any questions? Give us a shout. We are always happy to help.